So when you're on your social media platform, either Facebook or Instagram, you notice that there are so many questions that are being asked in post-like forms. That is, somebody tells a story, but inside that post, you see that there's a question they are actually asking. I decided to take my time and go through a lot. When I say a lot of posts and draw out certain questions that they are asking. Remember, these questions that they are asking are the questions of the general public. Maybe just one person had a liver to go on one group or whatever and make a story, a detailed story, but embedded in that story is the question. I decided to go gather a number of questions so that I would give you the answers to those questions. So if you really want to know the questions that I gathered, don't go nowhere because I'll be right back. Guys, you're welcome back. My name is Obinjeo, your one and only relationship enthusiast. But before I go further, if you see me for the first time, you just stumbled on this channel probably because you liked the thumbnail or you liked the title of the video. Please subscribe to this channel, turn on your post notification, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget that you can also drop a comment down below. So I'm going to go straight to the questions that I was able to draw. And the first question on my list is, what is my advice to a lady about shooting her shot? So for the benefit of those of you who might not know what it is to shoot your shot, shooting your shot means that you make the first move towards the guy of your interest. That is the guy that you see, the guy that you definitely want to start a relationship with. What is my advice to that lady? We are in a time where they say we are woke. We're in the generation woke, administration. So a lot of women are, doing things that normally they wouldn't have done. And amongst the things that we see is that women are being told that if you like a guy, go right ahead and don't wait for him to approach you because he might never ever look in your direction. So you take that first step, make your intentions known to him. Two things can happen. Either he would, oblige you, or he wouldn't. But is that the way I see it? No, 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 no. I don't think I could ever tell a lady that, okay, there's this guy you like out there. Why don't you make the move towards him? I don't think I would do that because I feel that is, you being ahead of yourself. You need to just follow the natural way things are being done. And the natural ways that things are being done is that a guy is going to see you, and if he thinks that he really wants any kind of relationship with you, then he will make the first move towards you. Unfortunately, that is how it's going to play out for women, and I feel that is the way it should be because men have been designed from origin to be the hunters. They are the ones that go after whatever it is they want, whatever type of woman they want, however way she is, or just about anything about that lady. They have been designed to chase. And if you like the guy in question, then you can take the step forward. So it's not as if the man is chasing you and the man is making the decision for you. No, in the relationships where he's going to chase, and you have the choice of either saying yes or no, but that you are the one going to make that move, I feel that you are kind of cheapening yourself. Do not always follow basically everything society says about being woke. Now, when you make that move to a man, 50-50, yes, he might agree, he might not. But just imagine that the guy agrees and dates you. What happens in the long run? You cannot actually vouch for somebody's, mindset. What if in future he begins to use that thing to insult you and all of that? So I just feel that allow things flow the way they ought to be. And at the end of the day, who knows? You just will get whatever it is that you're looking for. So the next question that I have on the list is, what is my advice, or what will I tell a girl about going back to her ex? Another question of generation, work. Honestly, there is a reason why they are called ex. It means that this person is now in your past. So whatever happened between you and that person is in your past. And trust me, you don't want to carry the things of your past that hurt you into your future. So I would always advise that let he or she remain in the in the back, in the rear, in the rear. You get it? So as a lady, I would say he was in your past. I mean, he is in your past. Let him remain in your past. Whatever was the situation that you people could not settle when the relationship was going on, that led into the relationship, breaking off. I don't think right now you're ready to settle it. So just allow this person remain in your past and move on. Besides, there are so many fishes in the river. All you need to do is be able to spot that good one when he comes your way. You don't necessarily have to remain with that person. It's not every relationship that you get into that is going to lead into marriage. So this ex, allow him to be in the past. And the funny part of the thing is that sometimes you think your ex is coming back to you because he or she has genuinely repented of whatever it is that they might have done to you. The funny thing is that they might not have gotten somebody to replace you at the moment. And don't get this, confusing. They have not gotten somebody at the moment that can replace you. So that's the way they look at it. Instead of them just being in the waiting game, let them come back and while time away with you. And trust me, the minute they get that person that they feel is much more better than you, they are going to leave you, down again. And once again, you are going to be hurt. So I feel that anytime you close the door to anything, let it be closed forever. An ex is an ex and will always remain an ex and should remain in that spot of an ex. Can you advise a girl to keep an unwanted pregnancy? Now, this question is a little bit sensitive. Why do I say it's sensitive? There are people out there who are trying to, conceive. And I think this is my next question. I'll answer it after this. There are so many people that are trying to, conceive. So when you come out right and say, take away that or don't, it's a little bit touchy. But because it's a question on my list, I'm going to answer it. I will not explicitly say do it or don't do it because, like I said, it's a very sensitive case. There are certain people who get pregnant not because they deliberately walked into the act of wanting to get pregnant. Some people were molested and it ended up a pregnancy. Now, most of the girls who are usually molested, that they are underaged. They can't even take care of themselves. Probably they don't even have that wealthy parent or supportive parent that would say, okay, give birth to that child and we're going to take it from there. So you get what I'm saying. On the other hand, some other lady who thinks that she can actually take care of a baby would decide that, no, I don't want to keep that baby, and she would do what she has to do to get herself up and going, and in the long run she's going to be looking for a child and it's not forthcoming. So usually if I were to give an advice on all of that, I think it will be a case by case, an independent case, because I'm not going to use the yardstick that I'm using for A and use that same yardstick for B. Everybody, when it comes to pregnancy issue, has a peculiar, circumstance or scenario. So when it comes to that, it's very, very sensitive, like I said. Now, moving on to the next question. It says, what is my advice to TTC couples? My advice to TTC couples is that go for it. Go for IVF if it is something that you can afford. Now, a lot of people are landlocked in the mentality of IVF. A lot of people don't understand that IVF is also a means of TTC parents becoming TTC couples, becoming parents. A lot of people think that we should continue with the natural method of conception. That is, they have a one-way mentality. They think that, oh, the way they have always known it to be, that is how it should be. They forget that there are ways to go around a circle. You don't necessarily have to take the one route path that you can take different routes. The most important thing is that the end justifies the means. So when it comes to parents, I don't know, I keep saying parents, when it comes to couples that are trying to have a child, I would always advise them that if you can adopt a child, go for it, if that is what you want. If you can afford surrogates, go for it. If you can afford IVF, go for it. There's nothing wrong in any of these options of trying to be a parent. Like I said, the end justifies the means. But because we are talking about IVF this instance, there are certain things that you should have in mind: the money, the emotional stability, the physical well-being, and of course your health. Don't just rush and say, oh, because you heard that there's something called IVF you want to do, without checking your box. You don't want to be disappointed at the end, so you need to make sure that everything up to date you are good and good to go. So yes, I would always advise couples who have been trying naturally to conceive and there has not been any, headway, to go for IVF if it's something that they can afford. So the next question on the list is, what is your take on about a friend who is dating the ex of her friend? Wow. What is my take on that? Honestly, it's not something that I support. It's not something that is going to have my, my side when it comes to the vibe. I would not, advise anybody to date the ex of her friend, because you see, that is your friend. Unless of course you and the girl in question, you were just acquaintance, but as long as you shared the title friend, not acquaintance, I don't see any reasons why you should be dating her ex. You probably have been in the know about everything concerning that girl and that guy, so I really don't know why you'd want to, go and put yourself in the fix. Forget the fact that the guy is asking you out, or the guy has been long gone in her life. Unless of course your friend tells you there's really no need, you can move on with it. I don't think you should. So what I'm saying in essence is that if the ex of your friend asks you out and you girls are still in communication and you think you're giving it a headshot, go discuss it with your friend. And if she says yes, you know that you've cleared your conscience, you ran it through with her, she gave you her support and they go ahead, fine. But if she doesn't give you the go ahead, my advice is let the guy go. He's not the only fish in the river. There are different species of fish in the river. Who knows what is going to come after this one? Another thing is that it probably would not even go anywhere. It might not. Like I would say, it's always a 50-50 chance. But this is a chance that you could forego because of the friendship that you have with that girl, which is of most importance to you than any relationship that you cannot even tell the headway of that relationship. So naturally, I would not support any friend dating the ex of a friend. It's a no-no. I would not do it to somebody. And of course, if my friends were to do it to me, I would not be happy. What's my take about girls who do, chores, house chores for their boyfriends? What is the color of your problem? Is it that where you are coming from, you don't have enough housework to tender to, or you are free, so you've decided to give that your free time into doing work for your boyfriend? Now, don't get me wrong. At one point in time, each and every one of us had done one or two things in our boyfriend's houses, okay? That is, maybe you went there, you guys cooked a meal, and of course you guys washed the dishes together, so there's really nothing about it. But that this is a habit for you, it's a no, 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 no. I get it that some of these girls do these things because in their little minds they are displaying their trouser material, yards, wife my skills, or all of that, because they want this guy to marry them. But what I want you to know is that you could go and display all these skills, and at the end of the day he will not marry you. The amazing thing is that the lady he's going to marry is someone who doesn't even know how to take care of her behind herself. So you see, this whole thing is funny. I don't think that as a lady you should be, showing yourself as a wife material by doing all those things to your man. I mean, there are other ways to display your wife material skills if you are thinking of displaying other than that. That is that, because usually it always ends in tears that for a long time you'll be saying why. So it's a no-no for me. The next question on my list is, should couples, partners that are not yet married, live together? No. I mean, we don't need to even say too much about this. No, because once you start living with your partner before marriage, you are going to be doing the question before this, because technically you are going to be doing the work of a wife. Get what I'm saying? So those things that you are doing, those numerous things that you are doing, is kind of payment for your accommodation, whether you believe me or not. It's kind of your accommodation. Now, if you are working, you are earning money as a lady, you should be able to afford a roof for yourself, even if it's a single room, even if it is a face me, I face you, slap me, I slap you kind of accommodation. You need to be, you should be able to afford it for yourself, because trust me, the day you decide to go and throw leg here, you are going to see the other way. I read a story some days about a girl who was living with her boyfriend, and there was a little misunderstanding between two of them, and around 12 a.m., 1 a.m., he threw her out of the house. So those are the kind of things you will get when you are living with a man that has not paid, anything on your head. Forget about the married couples. Those ones will deal with themselves. But for you who you are not legally married to this man, pack and shift to this side. So the next question that I have on my list is, what is my take on premarital sex? What is my take on premarital sex? Like the other question where I said it's kind of sensitive, this is also sensitive. So back in the days, many, many years ago, there used to be awareness of not partaking in premarital sex. That was the message of that time. And well, it did work and it did not work. That's because there are so many informations that were spreading across that time on televisions, radios. There were so many adverts, so many jingles that were pointing towards sex. While they were pointing towards sex, on the other hand, we had awareness, don't engage in premarital sex. So there was a clash, there was a kind of fight. And you see, the mind is a very questionable mind. It likes to explore. You get it? So there was this kind of controversy. On one hand, they say we should not practice premarital sex if we've not come of age. And on the other hand, we are seeing adverts that are, talking about sex, in a very subtle way. So what do we take? Of course, you do the mathematics for yourself. Most people fell for the jingle side because they want to taste. The human is the human being is a very questionable person, a very curious person. He wants to find out, he wants to see things for himself. So back to the question, what is my take or my advice about premarital sex? You can do it, that's what I would say, because whether you say they should not do or they should do, they will do. What I would advise is that if you must do, they do, because definitely we'll have the group that will not do and we'll have the group that will do. And of course, most times the group that will do is usually more in number than the group that will not do. Use protection, because you do not want to come down with pregnancy that you do not want. You don't want to contract STDs, all of that. So as much as we are flowing with time, we should also flow with precautionary measures around us, so that we don't sit down and say, oh, we made the mistake of our life. So of course I would say get protection. And this protection, as a woman, don't wait for a man to get it. You can also get it for yourself. So I'm going to take the last question, but not the least, because subsequently I'm going to come here and be reading these questions that we see embedded in posts on our social media platform. So the last question, but not the least, is what is my advice or what is my take on women that go and fight their husband's side chicks? Oh, those ones I actually for them. For you to get up to go and fight your husband's side chick is because you trust in yourself, you trust in your abilities, your capabilities. But the funny part of the thing is that I don't know why you are going to fight over a man that decided to leave you. I mean, for goodness sake, if your husband thought you were everything, the next best thing after Coca-Cola, after whatever means so much to him, he would not leave you to go and meet another woman. That is the height of insult, that is the height of disgrace. So you going to go and fight him because you have kids at home, you have this at home, you have that at home. I feel you must trust in yourself, you must trust in whatever it is that you are carrying with you. Because the funny part of the thing is that you can go fight the woman, and there your husband will make a public disgrace of you. What if the woman beats you? What if she disgraces you there and there? So trust me, I know it's painful, it's very painful, but a man that has decided to walk, let him walk. Don't ever go fight a side chick, because you don't know what is waiting for you. If somebody did it and it worked for her, forget it, it might not be your own portion. So don't ever go fight for your husband. Let him be, and everything will turn out fine for you. So this is where I'm going to end this video today on relationship questions that I've been able to get through my social media platform. But please do not forget, before I go, if you're new to this channel, you want to join this family, please subscribe, turn on your post notification, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in another video. Bye.